think for us, the important thing and where we have some synergy here is making sure that we're a local happy resource for any new businesses that are moving into Rocky Hill that might be interested in learning about some of the benefits and the features that that are available through the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, we have some really great success stories about how whether it's a construction company who was looking to get in touch with Eversource, had reached out a bunch of times, just nothing's happening. They call the Chamber and we make a few phone calls. Next thing you know, they're getting what they're looking for, and it works really well. So for us, it's just about making sure that we're educating folks on what the Chamber can do for them, whether it's through our breakfasts in the morning here or business after work, where folks come and they network and they talk about what they do, and they try to connect with folks that can help grow their business, help get their message out. We focus on a couple of events every month. We usually do a breakfast here at the Sheridan right up the road here. That's usually from like a 7:30 to 9:15 in the morning. It's a great opportunity for somebody who hasn't really interacted with the Chamber to come as a guest. We have different speakers that come to the breakfast, and that's usually what drives attendance. For example, we get the governor to come speak every year. We get Gino Auriemma to come speak every year. We get Dan Hurley, who I understand now is staying with Connecticut, which everyone's super excited about. So these are these opportunities that most folks probably wouldn't get the chance to maybe interact with these folks, whether it's local or state politicians and things like that, on important topics that that impact their business in some way, shape, or form. Holding events like Business After Work, where they can come and interact with other folks, try to fill their funnel. We do things individually, because obviously our chamber, which now extends to Rocky Hill and goes all the way to Essex, we have individual meetings that our folks can attend, so that if you're in Essex, you can meet somewhere down there, so you're not feeling like you have to come up to Middletown to be part of our chamber. So different division meetings that we have, which are really an introduction to the local folks from each individual town and some of those state and local officials. As far as events that we have coming up, tomorrow is our 27th annual Cruise on Main. So if you haven't experienced the chaos of cruise night, that tomorrow would be a good opportunity. We get roughly 800 cars and about it's pretty close to 10,000 visitors on Main Street. An opportunity for chamber members to, they can register to be a sponsor, they can register to volunteer, or if they want to have a vendor booth and pass out some swag and just talk to the individuals that are at the car show. It's a great, safe, fun environment. We've got our annual TPC Travelers Breakfast next week on the 18th, which is always a fun and sold-out event. And then moving into July, we do have a Business After Work at the Cromwell Marriott, which is always a fantastic event. So those are some of the things that are coming up in the next couple of months. I know also Ray had asked me to find a local business owner that I could bring to the chamber that might be able to talk a little bit about his experience with the chamber. So I decided to bring John Brink with me here from Pride Staff. Not only one of my favorites because he's a fellow veteran, but he is going to receive a Small Business Award from the chamber at the end of the month. So I'll bring John up and let him speak. Unless anyone has any questions, I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you have people that will go into some of our local businesses, say that are not members, to talk to them about membership?
So we've taken a different approach to membership since I've joined. We don't do as much door knocking as we used to.
Okay.
Right now, we're really focused on the quality of membership that we're bringing on, because before I felt like, for me, for example, when I was a local business owner, I joined the chamber. I sent my check in, I got my sticker for the door, but engagement was really responsibility of the individual member. Now we're trying to reverse that, where when folks join the chamber, they go through an onboarding process, so they learn about what's available for them. However, we take referrals very seriously. So if somebody says, for example, the mayor is always keeping us up to date on any new businesses that open, she'll either send me an email or a text, and we'll get a heads up, and we'll absolutely go out there and chat with folks. And for us, it's not a pushy sale. It's really just, what can we do to help? And what can we do to teach them more about the chamber and what we do in ways that we might benefit them. And chamber membership is relatively inexpensive, so that's the lowest barrier that we have. Really, it's the time and how much the individual business owner wants to engage us. That's what makes the difference.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Awesome, thank you.
Ooh,
No? All right.
Sorry. I think I do actually have one because it's come up a couple times here. And I'm assuming you do, just do we have like a registry of all the places in Rocky Hill that are chamber members?
Sure. So if you go to our website, you can search by town, and you can show us a listing of who is a current member. Absolutely. So you can do that for any town of Middlesex Chambers.
Yeah, because I know that's been one of our questions. Like, okay, if we're going to do business,
Visitations.
visitations, like where do we have a list of all these businesses? And I know the records the town has are not always the most recent contact information, but as long as they're interacting with the chamber, then the chamber has that stuff, and most of that is available, publicly or through the
You
website.
go right to our
or-
business directory and
Yeah.
search by town, and we'll
Would
list all
definitely
the
be a good
folks that are chamber members.
Good place to start, yeah, definitely.
Contact information on there, names.
We usually provide the contact information of one person along with the address. If you send them an email through our site, it actually gets filtered to the chamber first, because our board has a strict policy on solicitation, plus that doesn't leave the email addresses on the website for somebody to scrape. So they can click on the message, type in what they're looking for, it comes to the chamber, we filter it, and then it goes to the individual, at that organization that's registered on file with us. So, but there's always an address there, there's always a telephone number, so it's fairly easy. Or we just say, hey, just give us a call, and we're happy to make an introduction for you if there is some synergy between the individual looking and the individual they're looking for. So,
Great.
Great.
all right. So with that, I would bring up John Brink from Pricestone.
Thank you, Joe, for that introduction. So a little bit about my background. I live in Glastonbury, and I'm normally the first person on the ferry every morning to work. But I opened Pride Staff is a regional staffing and recruiting company. So I'm in the people business. Every firm needs talent. Sooner or later, someone will leave. Companies will expand their business. And so I connect employees with mostly small business owners, and that's the business I'm in. So I began in 2019, the fall. We know what happened in March of 2020. Oh, that's old. Did it really happen? Yes, it did. But we came out very strong. Every client I had canceled their orders. I think 1 month I made $350. And I'm renting a building from Ray LaFall, and I know he doesn't give away his buildings for $350 a month. But from that, all the clients came back to us, and I've been able to build the team. We won a couple awards, sales awards, and here I am today, a recipient of the Middlesex Chamber's Small Business Award. So I want to thank Joe and the rest of the team for that honor. I think every business owner, and I looked at Middletown to set up my business, I looked in Glastonbury, and I came to Rocky Hill. And I've been here about going on almost 5 years now. And I think every business owner is looking for a couple things. One is a vibrant community of growth. They want lower taxes and less bureaucracy. And I think the third thing, resources and networking. So for myself coming into this business, I started by myself, painted my own walls, put my own furniture together. How could I multiply my resources? And the easiest thing is the chamber. The chamber has how many hundreds of members, Joe?
A little over 2,000.
So 2,000 resources are now on my side. And it has been very welcoming. I think one of the members asked, will you come out and talk to businesses that aren't members? I remember Joe came into my office and talked to me about the chamber. And a lot of resources are available, a lot of networking events are available. I've gotten clients. I mail out a mailer to each of the new members, just introducing them. I've had 5 new clients from a $1.50 postage envelope work. So the chamber is where it's at. I think every business should be at least entertained joining that, and I would appreciate, your continued support of recommending the chamber to all business owners or subsequent ones. It's been absolutely fabulous, and I like the way the chamber has identified town people to help drive the businesses and growth. So I want to thank Joe and the rest of the team and Johanna. Any questions from the committee?
No, but congratulations on your award.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate the work that you do, and Rocky Hill is changing, all for the better. And I like the development that's going on, and, my business will be here for a very long time. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one more thing to add, though, because I know John is pretty humble, but you're also pretty well involved with the Hartford Foundation as
Yep,
well.
For public giving, yep.
Yep, and the like the Glastonbury branch of that as well. So John also does a lot with that organization. I know we have a Rocky Hill branch of that that's active, that's active here, and so also I knew he wasn't gonna, toot his own horn for that as well.
Joe's
but-
Joe and I sit on the board of directors for Middlesex United Way also.
Yeah.
But it's a really good organization, and I appreciate your comments, Alan. Thank you.
Yeah,
All
thanks.
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have a Small Business Development Center. Michelle Augustin?
Augustine, yes.
Perfect. The business advisor.
So there's there's, how do I go to this page? Is there a mouse? There's swipe?
It's over here.
Are you able to see on your screen the presentation?
Did it turn something on? Oh, it was on.
Oh, did I just turn it on?
Well, that's okay, because I have a flyer, I can just pass it.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't even come on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
This paper is still very helpful.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, hello, my name is Michelle Augustin. I am a business advisor with the Connecticut Small Business Development Center. I've met Ray a couple of times at chamber events, and he invited me out to speak to the council this evening. So a little bit of background about myself. I'm a longtime resident of Rocky Hill. I've lived here 18 years, which is sort of shocking as I counted the number when I drove over here. I live over on Bailey Road. I have two girls, one in the high school and one in the middle school. I'm also an assistant Girl Scout troop leader in Rocky Hill. Our troop just finished doing the walking tour of Quarry Park project along with the Historical Society. So really, really invested and embedded in the town. But in my professional capacity, I'm very happy to be here to present to you this evening about the Small Business Development Center. We provide no-cost, confidential business advising to entrepreneurs and small business owners at every stage of their business life cycle. Our mission is to help small businesses start, grow, and thrive, and we do that in a variety of ways. Just a little bit about how we're funded. We're funded by the SBA, Small Business Administration, federally, and by the State of Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development to provide these services. And we're hosted at the University of Connecticut, which gives us a tremendous opportunity to be able to leverage university resources to help support the growth of small businesses in Connecticut. So, for example, my email address is a UConn.edu email address. So I'm one of a team of 16 advisors that covers Connecticut. And we help small businesses focus on really four things: helping businesses get started. What's the process to register the business? How do I develop a business plan? How do I navigate all of the regulations in Connecticut to get my business started? And so forth. And then a lot of times we'll get people who have also just started their business and now they're like, I open my doors, I don't know what to do, right? And so we'll help them fine-tune their operations plan. We'll look at what have they set up in terms of e-commerce, and is all of that syncing properly? We'll look at, we'll provide some advisement on HR law, but we're not HR consultants per se. We'll refer out. If they need help developing financial projections, accessing capital, accessing grants, we'll help them do those financial projections. We know what grants are available in the state. We have relationships with a variety of lenders across the state to help people get the loan that they need. We'll also help people if they need venture capital. We'll help them develop pitch decks, introductions, technology, patents, commercialization, you name it. I mean, across industries, a variety of business problems. And even a new one that we're starting to see come up to the forefront is really around succession planning, with the baby boomers owning the majority of small businesses in the country and really thinking about what are the succession plans and how do we pass these businesses on and not end up with a variety of business closures everywhere. So again, we provide no-cost confidential business advising. If someone goes on our website and registers, they will meet with my colleague Rod. He will do an intake with them, and then they will be assigned to an advisor who has the most knowledge and experience in their industry or in their problem to be able to help them. So sometimes that's me. I really focus on pre-venture and marketing, and sometimes that will be one of my colleagues who might specialize in export. I have a colleague who has a special certificate in export, which I don't have a lot of knowledge on. And so we're really here as a resource. And there are other organizations that are also funded by the SBA, SCORE, and there's also the Women's Business Development Center. SCORE, one thing that sets us apart from SCORE is that SCORE is volunteers, where we're professional staff. I'm state of Connecticut employee. I work weekdays, and it's not a volunteer organization, so I actually have I have hours I have to put in. It's not really sort of like when I have time to do it. So that's an overview of the SBDC. One thing I want to say is, I see a ton of development happening in Rocky Hill, like right up the street as I walked past Kelson Row the other day, and we know that there's a lot of businesses that are going to be coming, and they're not alone if they choose Rocky Hill. Not only is there the resource of the SBDC, but what's really great, I think, is that I live in this town, so I can actually be a face, someone local that they can contact if they need help with their business. And all advising services are no cost to them. What I passed out to you was a quick flyer of the SBDC. You can certainly go onto our website. And then the other small thing was information about the Connecticut Small Business Boost Fund, which we know a lot of small businesses don't know that this is available to them. It's a program of the Department of Economic and Community Development. It's loans for 5 or 6 years at 4.5%. So if a business is needing working capital, if they're looking at an expansion, if they need to acquire equipment, they need to do a build out or something, they can apply for this loan. And again, the interest rate is phenomenal at 4.5% to be able to get the money they need to expand.
Is there a cap on the money?
It's up to $500,000.
Oh, 500,000.
Yeah, so it's a great program.
Sorry,
And a lot of
I
small
didn't open
businesses
it.
don't know
I
about
guess you
it.
have all the answers right in here.
A lot of businesses don't know about this program, but it's from the Department of Economic and Community Development, and it's a great opportunity for businesses if they need access to capital.
This was great information.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the size of your staff?
There's 16 business advisors and then 4 professional support staff.
Excellent.
So, just some stats which were on the presentation, but like last year, we helped businesses raise $60 million in capital. We launched 172 new businesses. We served over 2,700 clients. So we're a busy group of 16. But it's great work. There's nothing that gives me more pride in my job than the day I get to walk into one of my clients' businesses when they've just opened and just kind of see their dream having come true.
Yeah, that's great. So do you help people with this loan, like what they would need to, or kind of direct them?
Yep. Yeah, if they applied for this loan or any loan and they need financial projections, they need a business plan, they need to understand what all this loan application means,
Right.
yeah, we can help guide them through it.
This seems like a great program, 4.5%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they
Whole thing.
would just go to your website or scan the QR code or whatever to get started?
Yep, and there's a place to click to register for services
Yeah.
and, enter in their information. As I said, our intake coordinator, Rod, we'll call them back and schedule an appointment, and then they'll be assigned an advisor.
That's great.
It is, I love seeing this. So even marketing, you help them with social media support, marketing plans, market research.
Yep, yeah, and we're able to leverage the resources of the university, so we're able to get into those market research reports that some people might pay a lot of money for. We're able to get those through the university.
That's terrific. Yeah. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, got any ideas
Oh,
for
and one
a
other
business
thing,
to start?
I have to give a shout out to the chamber because we actually have, sorry. We actually have a unique partnership with the chamber. One of my colleagues, Jim, because, you know, the Middlesex Chamber is large. One of my colleagues, Jim, covers the towns in the southern area of the chamber, Essex and that area. And I'm sort of try to be the representative for the towns in the northern chamber. So we have a unique partnership with the chamber, and Jim is, he has an office at the location in Middletown, although I think he's more remote now than ever, but that's okay. We still have a nice relationship with them.
This is great. Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other questions about the Small Business Development Center?
No, we might reach out, though.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
We'll probably think of things
Okay.
afterwards
Yeah.
to ask you.
Yeah, I'm happy to come and sit down and have a more extended conversation about all the resources that we have.
It looks like it's extensive, too, so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we are on to have our discussion regarding the business visitation survey. So we kind of went over that last meeting.
We did.
But didn't really come to terms. We were thinking something shorter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, but some longer, but definitely in person, right? That was what our takeaway was. We thought that those should be done in person.
Yeah, I think we thought definitely doing it in person, narrowing the list down to the targeted group of businesses, and then going on. I think we needed to follow up with Ray to understand
Ray.
what he had in contact, so I think,
Right,
Yeah, I think ultimately we may need to, kind of coordinate with Ray's office or with the, potential economic development director-ish person to coordinate that as well. I'm not sure where exactly where we left it off, though. I don't know if we were finalizing
we weren't really.
questions or.
I think we really wanted Ray, and I think the main thing is going to be us deciding, like, why are we going to these businesses? Like, ultimately, what's our
Yeah.
goal? Besides just saying, hi, we're here? Because if it's just a hi, we're here, and we're here to be a resource for you, then we don't really need a question.
Yeah, I mean, I think the primary driver was that to identify any, areas of concern, like if somebody may be having any issues or thinking of leaving town or some kind of challenge that they're facing. And then just, I think it's that. I think it's making sure that they have a point of contact if they do have some issue in the future. And then just, what do they need to expand? What would it take for them to invest more in Rocky Hill? I think those are the simple, yeah. Well, I think some of the businesses.
We need a lot of these
Yeah.
flyers.
I think the businesses we were talking about wouldn't qualify
Right.
Oh,
for,
no.
I think they're over the 8 million,
Right.
No,
Right.
but the smaller
But
ones
we have a
definitely
lot of
could.
small businesses.
but we've got
in
plenty,
town.
yes, certainly.
Yeah,
yeah, I think finalizing the survey is probably the first step. The second thing was identifying a list of companies to target, and I think we wanted to meet with Ray. I think we
Yeah.
definitely needed to talk with Ray to understand that target list. But finalizing the survey, getting the list of targets, and then basically dividing those up, so to speak, among the committee members of who can go do what and when.
And come up with
And the
like a
contact
mission
names.
statement too
Yeah.
for us, like what is,
I think that would be
Are we-
really good.
yeah, sort of like a mission statement
Yep.
to,
But I agree, I think it was to, let them know that we're here, try to identify any unmet needs, any issues, challenges they might be having with the town. We can come back and then bring that to the larger committee. And we talked about that larger plan that's going to be being embarked upon, was it later this year?
yeah.
Yes.
When the strategic plan
Yeah.
is
That'll
put in
yeah.
place.
I think that starts maybe next month or so.
Oh.
I don't know if we've contracted
working on
with
it.
the plan of conservation and development. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it was those two things, survey and then targeted list. And then,
Okay.
mission statement.
I mean, would it help to just have a couple people sit down with Ray? Just, 2, 3 of us, whoever.
Probably.
Maybe just Dawn and Ray, Dawn and one other volunteer and Ray, and say, okay, how can we narrow the scope of this, and who should we, coordinate with? I think he maybe perhaps waiting to have an additional person on staff to take some of that load off as far as like scheduling and that type of stuff.
Do we know where that's at?
I don't think that they filled that position with a full-time role. I think we are budgeted now for a part-time person who's primarily going to do grant writing.
Okay.
But I don't
Gotcha.
think, I don't think we'll officially have an economic development director. And even if we do, that's just an open position, maybe John can help with, that has not been filled yet,
Okay.
you know.
So is there anyone who would be interested in meeting with Ray and I to kind of, or a couple of people? So what we'll do is, like you said, we'll
will.
kind of narrow it down, who we're going to meet and kind of the survey. What are the questions we want to approach them with? And then bring it back here.
I will.
Okay. Anyone else want to do it as well, or?
I think we should, keep it to just a couple through, and plus also, we don't need a quorum.
Good
Right.
point.
We need 2 people. We need no more than 2.
Good point. Okay. So that'll be good. All right, so that will be on our next, these items will again be on the agenda next time then.
Yep. We'll keep
We'll
that
keep them on the agenda
Keep 'em
until
on.
until we actually do it.
Figure it all out.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other business?
Is that part of the development work plan?
Oh,
as
no,
well?
I skipped that. Okay. Let's do that now.
Yeah, is
Oh, I was
Small
thinking it was
Business
more,
Development Center.
I
Yeah,
thought
we
that,
did.
actually, I was thinking the work plan was going to be more of what we were planning for
Okay.
that survey, but
Okay,
not
good.
necessarily.
Well, we just had two agenda items, the visitation survey and the work plan, so I didn't know if,
And by work plan, I was thinking of like the targets of which
Okay.
businesses we were
Okay.
going to. But there
No,
might be
that's
other
fine.
things you want to discuss as well.
no, I mean, I think that's pretty much where we're at. I mean, we'll hopefully be involved in the plan of conservation and development, as that is probably coming more in the fall. That'll be part of our work plan for this group. And then, continuing to invite in relevant speakers as well.
I don't know, this was a great night of speakers.
I know,
So,
this is good.
All righty.
any other business?
No, I think, as has been alluded to, the Kelson Road looks like it's coming along pretty well. I think, by the end of summer, some of those businesses may even be finished. I don't know if anybody signed a lease in there yet, but, commercial businesses, but I mean, I think
It's moving quickly.
it's moving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next
I know they're
agenda,
out
we
there.
can have Ray
Update us on that?
update. Yeah,
Let's
that
write that in
town
there.
manager update.
Yeah. And I think some of the, I don't know if anybody's seen, but one of the residential developments has cleared the land over on Brook Street in Henkel.
Did see that.
I don't know if
Yes.
they've started laying foundations or anything like that, but that development looks like it may be getting started. And from what I understand, there's a couple of the developments are looking to put together an application to go in front of the Economic Development Subcommittee related to tax
For tax
abatement
abatements.
stuff, but I don't know if we have the information on that. Ray might, but he might not be
Yeah.
at liberty to discuss yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the only new business I know about.
Yep.
Although I can also say cruise on Main tomorrow. What does it start? 4:30?
4:30 to 8.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there and a lot of cars. I was there last year. Somehow I managed to escape volunteering this year. I think
Careful.
I just did. I still got the. I know. I still have the T-shirt. So I might, as long as that hasn't expired. But it's a good time, and they do it really well. And it's amazing the operation of all the volunteers do to make it happen. I mean, the street is cleared, packed with cars, 800 cars, and all kinds of vendors, and it's great. It's a good time. So hopefully, I don't know what the weather looks like tomorrow, but if it's holding out good, then it's a good time.
We do have a rain date of the 26th, but we're not going to.
Don't need it.
No, it's
No.
going to be nice.
84.
No, it's going to be great.
Yeah,
A little breezy, I'll take that.
yep.
Yes, they do it right.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What's that?
Thank you guys so much.